Good morning everyone from Killarney National Park. Specifically, I'm at one of the more popular starting points for a few trails in this section of the park, taking in Torc Waterfall, in addition to several points along the Owengarve River that flows through the waterfall. As you can see from the sign behind me, Torc Waterfall is 200 metres away. And if you continue along this path, you will come across one or two spots overlooking the lakes, Muckross Lake and Loch Lean, as well as another waterfall upstream of Torc. Join me as I go for a walk along this trail for compositions for images incorporating the river and our waterfalls and surrounding forestry.
I'm now at Torc Waterfall. Now waterfalls seem to be one of the most satisfying subjects you can shoot with a DSLR. By playing around with the shutter speed, you can blur the water and anything stationary, for example rocks, branches and the like, will remain pinned sharp. Getting images like what I've just described is not all that complicated. If you have a DSLR or mirrorless camera, tripod and a way of remotely controlling the shutter release, then you're good to go. What will also come in handy is a polarizing filter. More on that a little bit later. I'll put a list of what's in my camera bag in the description. As you can see, I have a polarizing filter mounted on the lens. I'm using a Koken filter system which consists of a filter holder, ring adapters and of course the filters. Onto the lens goes the ring adapter onto which the filter holder is mounted, and then I mount the polarizing filter onto it. Now watch what happens to the water surface when I rotate the polarizing filter. If I turn the filter to the correct angle, it'll cut out a lot of the surface layer and you will end up with an image that you probably won't be able to achieve with just a smartphone.
if it's me, but I seem to find it a bit easier to get slow shutter speed images of waterfalls and streams in wooded areas than out in the open. That's because the trees have the effect of throttling back some of the light, especially direct sunlight, so that for an exposure of a few seconds, it's usually enough to narrow down the aperture without having to resort to ND filters. It was rather crowded today. One shouldn't be surprised due to it being the end of August. The holiday season was coming to an end, and also we had good weather today. That said, we're glad it wasn't raining today. Come here in the winter time and you'll see an awful lot more water flowing down the waterfalls due to the heavier rain, which would also call for a somewhat different approach to getting long exposure images. Here's where I'm going to end this video. You should head over to my Flickr page where you'll see a mixed bag of images that I've taken down the years. I'll put a link to this in the description. Anyway, thanks for taking the time to watch, and I look forward to seeing you all again in the next one.